Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today we are taking a look at maps. Which map should you do? We all want to make loads of currency. There's been a couple of videos on YouTube I've seen about should I do magic find, should I do maybe movement speed, what's the best thing for me to do? And I didn't really see... Well, I saw people say, okay, let's go into ALCH and GO maps. Just ALCH map, low tier map, farm as many of the monoliths as possible. But I did not see actual tests. So I decided to just do the test and see how that went. First I'm going to show something to you guys, which is I am going to run one map, one burial chambers, because I do want you to understand something on how I actually did run these maps. Okay, let's see. Of course we get reflect elemental damage, which we can't really do anything with. Reflect physical. I'm making a YouTube video, come on. Reflects elemental damage, okay. Okay, no reflect on this one. So you need to keep this in mind, okay? We have done a test between city squares with 3 sextants and a vaal orb against these burial chambers, just one ALCH. There's a difference in how you run these. Because when you are running the maps with just the ALCH, you can actually just, you can imagine you're like, it's just one ALCH. You're not going to pick up all the orbs of alteration. You're not going to be too fussed about that. You're just here to get the big money from a doctor card, and just the orbs of fusing, orbs of jeweler's orbs, maybe some chaos orbs, and that's about it. Other than that, at least I wasn't too fussed about picking anything else up. So as you can see, the orbs of chance, I just leave them. These jeweler's orbs, sometimes I leave them as well. But yeah, there's not much to say about these maps, other than when I actually start shooting the Legion, it slows the server down so much because everything just starts dying. So I'm using a movement speed build. It's not the quickest you can get, because I'll show you the gear after. I don't have the helmet, which gives you more projectiles, and so I like to have a little bit more damage from the actual talent tree than just the movement speed and the evasion rating for the max movement speed. As you can see, I just run the map. Now I go here, see if there's anything good. Most of the time I just pick up the splinters, the fusing orbs, gem cutter's prism as well, because they are 1.25 KLs each. So that jewelers I wouldn't have picked up. If I'm just running these maps, I don't pick them up. So I clear the map as fast as I can. I normally am not too fussed about any of this other stuff, but this is actually nice. It's another chaos orb and a 6 2-stone ring up here. So now I would just be done, because I can't be asked to wait for this. I just finished the last bit of the map. Okay, there's nothing in here, and that's it. So this is how we ran the burial chambers. Keep that in mind, okay, because you'll see the numbers. And you'll be surprised, I think. I was actually shocked. I did not expect what happened in this. Because what I thought would happen is, okay, we go to the Atlas, we use a sextant on their city squares map, on the pen map, and on the wharf map. It's going to give us loads more monsters, it's going to give us loads more monsters from the vaal orb as well, more quantity on the maps from the vaal orbs if you're a bit lucky, but as we get into the spreadsheets, you guys will see that that's not the case, at least not really. You know what, let's just take a look, okay? So here we are, down there is the actual spreadsheet for city squares. We're here on the intermission screen from the Twitch channel, because I think this is a nice screen. Gives us moi. I'm Dutch. Moi means beautiful. I'm sorry guys. It's not my first language, okay? So, It gives us a beautiful overview of everything. My cam's not in the way, and you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So, as for the maps themselves, I bought all of them. So the city squares are kind of cheap. We ran 100. Okay, so these are 100 city squares. As you can see, I spent a little bit more than that on maps. I bought 120. The reason for this is when you corrupt them, some just have elemental resist, some become other maps. So it's not going to work out when you just buy 100. But something that is a nice difference between the city squares and the burial chambers. These ones, the city squares goes for 1 chaos, and this burial chambers is a bit more expensive. So of course we need to vaal all the maps, alch all the maps, use some scourings when we bought blue maps, and other than that, just sextants. But as you can see, for 100 maps, I used 186 sextants, and they are so expensive now, man. 2 chaos each. So that was a big part of the costs for this. And there's something very, very impressive here, which is the amount of jewelers. I think 872. But if we compare that to, let's say, burial chambers, as you can see here, we used 100 maps as well. We used 120 alchs and 20 scouring just for the elemental resist that we got on the maps. But as you can see, you only spent 216 compared to almost 660. And just I'll link the spreadsheets down below so you guys can actually see everything that I got. There's loads of items that I did find that's just going to be in right here in random items, because I didn't just these items I stuck on just hood, you sell it for 1 chaos and then you're happy, oh shit, made another chaos, you know, that sort of thing. Big items like the serrated fossil, I put in obviously everything here. I found 3 enlightened supports in City Square, and the reason I put it in like this is so you guys can actually go in here and look at this little spreadsheet yourself and go like, okay, what am I realistically going to find? Because I don't expect every time I run 100 city squares to find 3 enlightened supports for 81 chaos. And if you wouldn't have that, you could take this out. All of a sudden here it's only 101. Makes your income lower as well. You see? So, but for the video we did find them, so they're going to be in here. The jewelers 872, but as you can see, the burial chambers, you found 200 something less. But that's about it. Other than that, not very much happened. There wasn't a very big difference. We found a little bit more alchs. We found like 40 more alchs on the city squares, and we found more alterations, of course. Just more of these currency items in general, except for the chaos orbs. We found 45 in city squares and then 47 in burial chambers. And as you can see from this, our total expenses here are 216 in the burial chambers. It's 1381 income. So that's a profit of 1165. So the income might be 1381 compared to 1739, but mostly because the sextants are now so expensive, it's not going to be worth it, in my opinion, to run the city squares, even though it's more fun, because there's so many mobs. You can see your Herald of Ice explode everything. Of course, I understand, but it's just not worth it. Like, you do find more expensive shards here for the emblems, and as you can see, you find more Karui and all those here. So the total cost is 122 in burial chambers and then 135 here. It's 12 chaos difference from the shards. Why would you run city squares? Why would you spend all this? Like, I understand it's fun to have more of the explosions, but if this is how it is, where you have to... So basically, if you take a look at how much this actually cost you, like, let's just say here, it's 4 exalts in expenses. That's 4 exalted orbs. I know some of you guys have millions of exalts, you don't even bloody care. I don't. I really don't. So for me to have 4 exalts in these items for me to run, of course I'm going to make the income, but it's a lot of money I have to have in these items that I can't spend on my gear, I can't spend on something else. And I know myself from my RuneScape days when I was going to slay the green dragons, and I was like, oh, I can use 1000 sharks, man, because then I'll just farm out the 1000 sharks at green dragons and I'll be fucking rich. Never happened. After 100 sharks, I was like, nah, I want to do Slayer, man. Oh shit, I need all this ranged gear now because I'm going to some other shit and I'm going to sell all the sharks for a loss. Always for a loss. So that's me. I'm just weird, okay? So, if you really want my recommendation, just go for burial chambers. Like, as you can see, we made 1165 chaos. These run quicker. You're not using the sextants, so you have more time. You run these faster. You don't have all this currency stuck up in these items that you have to use, and you still make a profit of 7 exalts compared to like 6.5. It's still better. It's higher profit in less time, and we didn't even find a doctor. Don't get me started. In the Netherlands we say, don't break me the mouth open. Okay. We didn't even find a doctor. We ran 100. If you do this 4 times, you have more profit and the chance of a doctor. Most of the time you get one in like 400 maps anyway. So that's it for my recommendation on these maps. Just some just a disclaimer here. Random maps. I found loads of maps. I didn't sustain anything. So I just put them in this spreadsheet, like 0.5 times the amount of maps, and that's what you could actually sell them for if you wanted to. So now back to the character. I think the city squares took me around probably around 5 hours or something, 4-5 hours. Then the burial chambers took me like 3. I'm not very quick. I talk to chat because we did this all on the Twitch stream, of course. I talk to chat, I grab my coffees, I grab my drinks, I vape my vape, you know. I'm not the quickest guy, but it still worked out quite nicely. And if you guys are interested in the build I have, it's a bit different from the one Grimro recommends, and it's a bit different from the one MB Extreme recommends. And I know those guys have very popular Magic Find builds, so if you want to see mine, just let me know and I'll gladly show it to you guys. But that's it for this video. If you like this sort of thing, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I am going to make more videos on different maps. I'm now planning one on Glacier. Let me see if I have the maps here actually somewhere, if I remember. Where are you? I don't even know. It's somewhere in here. Maybe it's even just here. Glacier, yeah. We've got 50 ready. We'll buy another 50 and then we'll just get smack-a-lackin'. Okay? So thank you very much for watching this video today. If you liked it, do please like this video, subscribe to the channel. In the link below is the Twitch. If you want to see me stream on Twitch, I'm always there Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday evenings. Saturday full day, Friday until late, because fuck it, it's the weekend, you know, why not? Thank you very much for watching, guys. My name's Eddie Zorn, thank you, and I'm out.